We were living in a house not so long ago, a couple of years back, where they sold that rental, and we probably looked at 50 plus houses.
Gosh.
But it became that bad, of that many houses, because it was a two-edged sword. I couldn't get to view the house because I could only see pictures on the internet.
Mm-hmm.
And the time I could get to the house, it had already gone. Or the other side, I get to the house and the pictures look nice, but it wasn't accessible. Didn't see the steps inside and all that sort of stuff. So we had to have some help finding the one we're in now.
Hi, I'm Leanne Watson. I'm so happy to have you here on our podcast talk show, You, Me and Muscular Dystrophy. I'll be asking 10 questions of each guest, exploring the humanity and experiences of living with MD. I'm so happy to have you here. I feel very honoured to have the company today of the indomitable Linda Williams, mother and primary carer of her gorgeous 12-year-old boy Harrison. They and their family are navigating living with Duchenne muscular dystrophy. I acknowledge the traditional owners of country, particularly the Wadawurrung and Turrbal people, upon whose unceded land Linda and I respectively broadcast from, and I pay my respects to elders past and present. Welcome, Linda, to You, Me and Muscular Dystrophy. You've been doing an incredible amount of disability and care advocacy and other work within your local community and the wider social network community, which is where I've first got in contact with you and seen your incredible work there. Let's find out what has led to this by asking you a bit about the type of dystrophy Harrison has and how it affects him physically and what this means for you, him, and your family.
Thank you, Leanne. That was such a humbling intro, and I'm very blessed that you asked me to come and have a chat with you. Harrison is our 12-year-old boy, and he was diagnosed when he was about 1.5 years old with Duchenne muscular dystrophy. Duchenne is one of the more aggressive forms, unfortunately. It's a muscular dystrophy that primarily affects boys. 1 in 3,500 boys born on average are diagnosed with Duchenne, so it's actually a bit more common than people might think. And it's unfortunately a life-limiting form. There's no cure. And Harrison has it's called a severe phenotype. It's actually, his muscles are breaking down faster than average for kids his age. So he was a little boy that used to walk and run, ride a bike a bit, and gradually he's lost his ability to walk. His respiratory muscles are breaking down. He's losing his arm strength. So it's all encompassing, pardon for my croaky voice. So for us, it's changed everything that we do. Harrison's in heart and soul, a 12-year-old boy, but physically his body doesn't do what other 12-year-old boys do, and he needs a lot of support now. Our goal around that is to keep him happy and try and engage him in what 12-year-old boys do as best we can that suits his abilities and strengthens his morale.
What does that mean for you? You advocate very strongly for carers, and talk a lot about, sort of post lots of information about what it means to be, more than a mother, really, like a mother, but the extreme end of, the caring, nurturing sort of end of motherhood.
Yeah.
What does that mean for you and your family?
Well, it's affected every different aspect of our lives. I've had to give up a mainstream day office job. Now I've become a disability support worker, which is a role I actually enjoy more than an office worker. It's affected our income. It's affected the roof under our house, the house under our roof.
Yeah, Sandra, I know you sound like me with things.
We have support workers in our house nearly 24/7 now. There's a lot of unpaid work I do. There's a lot of disability admin. You're ordering all the stock he needs. You're juggling appointments. You're planning appointments. You're planning ahead. There isn't an area of our life that hasn't been affected by Harrison's diagnosis. yeah, so it's
Yeah.
affected our, where we go, what we do, and his comfort levels. And yeah, we can't do what the average family, if you like, I don't like that phrase, like a mainstream, yeah, like,
Yeah.
forgive me, mainstream family would do, like Harrison's peers, friends, and things like that. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's been a bit of a roller coaster. Yeah.
I've mentioned in another podcast, my husband has always likened it to a game of snakes and ladders, but then you never seem to get back up to the top ever.
No.
You, at best, you can sort of plateau.
Yes, that's
You
it.
always, yeah,
It's
yeah,
kind of like a duck on the water. It looks like they're getting along, but you don't see how hard they're paddling just to fit in, just to
yeah,
get by. Yeah. There's
yeah,
a lot of work that goes into just everyday stuff. Like when Harrison was first diagnosed, up until that point, I hadn't had any connection with physical disabilities at all. I'm very sheltered from that. So it was an eye opener to see what the world of disability is like. Sometimes it's like, I thought this was 2020s, not 1920s in regards to accessibility and inclusion and
it's
people's
disappointing and infuriating, isn't it?
infuriating. And I wholly recognize that I'm not the person living with a disability. But as a mum, I have two children. One has a physical disability, one doesn't. And I just assumed naively that they could both do the same things. One needed a lot more support, but the one with the physical disability, I keep hitting roadblocks on that I didn't think should be there in this day and age. Just mindsets and people who don't think.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because attitudes are what then sort of feed into rules and laws and design and all that sort of thing. And until everyone's attitudes get better, when and we stop with the tokenistic stuff or just the complete ignorance, then yeah, it's surprisingly still quite tough, isn't it?
Yeah. And
To, to feel
at first, I thought
included.
it was just a demographic of people that we dealt with, and then we don't deal with them anymore. But it's over here on the new people we deal with, and you think, oh, and I know I was ignorant probably once at one point too. So,
Well, that's right. I've done a huge amount of learning as well, and yeah, that's great that you've learnt, and then and you're spreading that, helping others learn as well. And hopefully that's really helpful. Have you actually on that line? Have you found that you've had friends and family that now look at certain things in a different way? They kind of go places and think, oh, could Harrison go here?
yeah, there's people
With
that
this.
might message me and just say they know what Harrison's likes are, and they look at it from wheelchair accessibility or his
Yeah.
physical disability in other ways with enjoyment and noise or fatigue.
Mm,
And yeah, and it's really nice that they do because it means the world that they've thought about things with a different set of eyes. So
yeah.
if I do that for one or two people, that's a really huge achievement to me.
Yes. Yeah. That's great. So, Linda, when you were young, what did you imagine your grown up life would look like or your future? And how has this vision changed as MD has impacted your life?
I didn't give much thought to my future, just assumptions that, I'd have children, settle down, have a house, be comfortable financially, I suppose.
Mm,
None of that's happened. We are really stuck deep in the housing rental crisis. We don't become eligible for housing. What's the word? Housing help with Department of Housing for Harrison's disability. It's just deemed parental responsibility.
STA,
Yeah. Oh no, just
specialist
housing in
disability.
general.
Right. Okay.
Harrison can't get in many houses, especially if there's steps, because
Yeah, I
we're
get.
rented. And
Mm,
hallways are narrow and just getting in and out of the house, even up the driveway. Yeah, we were living in a house not so long ago, a couple of years back, where they sold that rental, and we probably looked at 50 plus houses, but it became that bad of that many houses because it was a two-edged sword. I couldn't get to view the house because I could only see pictures on the internet.
Mhm.
And the time I could get to the house, it had already gone. Or the other side, I get to the house and the pictures look nice, but it wasn't accessible. Didn't see the steps inside and all that
Mm.
sort of stuff. So we had to have some help finding the one we're in now.
Mhm.
So that's one element.
It's a huge element, isn't it?
Yeah,
You
it's a huge one.
Yeah, like, that hierarchy of human needs. The
Yeah.
kid is way up there, isn't it? Number 2 or
And
yeah.
if something happens like this rental is, we're going to finish up with this, it's going to take a long time to move, find somewhere and pack up and organize all the disability equipment to be relocated. Just little things add up. It's a very stressful
Yeah,
idea.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they're quite big things, so that is a huge difference. So, yeah, I guess a bit like, me as well. You sort of didn't you just took it for granted that obstacles like disability would never be, in your life, and saying obstacles like disability, really what I'm saying is the world has still you took it for granted the world would always be created for you,
Mm,
would allow you to move through it. So, yeah, so that's interesting. That's a, that's a, um, great, but it's an interesting sort of take out on how that's changed that,
yeah.
possibly wouldn't have changed.
I've
I
also had to change the job I'm doing, as I said before. So there's been that change. I've worked since I was 16. I went part time when I had my first child with the goal of going back full time. But once Harrison was diagnosed, that didn't eventuate because I was needed.
Yeah.
So Harrison now has about 6 specialists and 4 or 5 allied health specialists.
Mm,
So coordinating all of that is,
big job on its own.
and this is not a slide on anything, but it's an unpaid carer's role, but it is a job to do
Mm,
the admin side of things,
yeah,
chasing up appointments. Yeah. But I'm not deemed eligible for carer's allowance either.
because it's parental responsibility.
Sorry,
Like,
carer's pension. I do get the carer's allowance,
yeah,
which
right.
is about 150 a fortnight, which helps.
Yeah,
But there'd be a whole
but
lot
the
of
training.
stress off our family if I was even around more, given Harry's very
Mm,
high care needs and then continuing to be so.
yeah,
Yeah.
and you would, if situations were different, you would be earning more. You have the potential to, yeah, yeah. So that would, help you significantly.
Yeah.
There just seems to be a lot of injustices still, doesn't there?
Yeah.
Say 2025, and we're still battling these, like kind of, I don't know, greed and, capitalism. I don't know,
Yeah.
all the
Ableism is
things.
another word.
Capitalism is a big other word. Yes,
Yes. I've
yeah,
learnt that word.
yeah, yeah. Very quickly we learned that. Looking back now, what do you wish you knew when Harrison was first diagnosed? When you first heard, was there anything that you would like to have known at the time that you didn't?
Well, at the time we asked the straightforward questions of like how long and, things like that, but it's an unknown factor. But I think I would like to have um, been linked in with a social worker or something like that at the time that helped us get the supports around us that we needed and connected with other groups like families, other mums. I didn't want to ask too many questions because I wasn't strong enough to accept it. I was very angry. I was very angry that he got diagnosed. It wasn't fair on him.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
thought it
yeah,
was such a cruel condition.
yeah,
So I just want, I kind of started this page on my social media pages because not long after he got diagnosed, people told me about all these little tips and tricks, and I wanted to share it. I didn't want other parents to miss out on having this knowledge that would ease some of the burden, like a companion card, the disability permit, the parking at the hospitals, how you can get a discount if you're like at the children's hospital, if you've got a healthcare card. All these little things help with the finances and the patient travel subsidy scheme. I wanted that knowledge out there because no one told me. I just heard it off other mums and I just wanted to share that. So I think if that kind of thing was around for everybody and you had a caring community to enter, but it's also on the flip side, it's a very hard thing to hear when your first child is just a little toddler on your lap and then being told they're going to progress down this path. You also are very raw. So you're
Yeah.
not ready sometimes to. You'll
No,
know when you're ready and don't push it. But yeah, that sort of thing I think helps.
to know to take your time and be kind to yourself.
Yeah. There's
Yeah.
no right way of
No.
processing it.
No, that's right. Yeah. It just goes against all parental sort of, innate feelings, doesn't it? You're told that sort of news. So you
Yeah.
need quite a bit of time to, yeah.
And a lot of us will go through, anybody will go through the process, especially if it's your child. You go, I'm the parent, I'm supposed to be able to fix this.
Yes.
That acceptance of that is an ongoing issue.
Yeah. Yeah. I can imagine. What has been your most pivotal moment in this journey, do you think?
I think when he stopped walking, that was probably when I advocated harder. He was going through the primary school years, and I strongly advocated that in his life, school would be a dominant place he would be. And a school could give him the opportunity to escape or have a break from the medical and just do what other kids are doing, learning, playing in the playground, and it'd be an escape. It was trying to advocate for his place in his community. That was pivotal to me. That was a strong drive I had, saying like he matters. He's not going to sit on the side with a clipboard. That's not inclusion.
Oh, no.
And having to really spell it out to people sometimes who worked in the inclusion sphere, like this is what you could do. You know that, and they're like, I didn't think of that.
Good on
And
you.
it was my passion to advocate even more strongly then was around, think outside the box
Yeah.
of what mainstream kids do, because there's more that go to mainstream schools than just the able-bodied kids.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. And
That's brilliant. Yeah. So you really do. Yeah. Sorry, go on.
no, that's fine.
In that you work with, am I right in from the posts I've seen, you work with Queensland Muscular Dystrophy Association? Is that right?
I'm got nominated as a carer ambassador for Care Queensland
Okay.
this year. Yeah. So we're going to try and talk to politicians and change some of the attitudes of politicians. And we do use Muscular Dystrophy Queensland for our own allied health and things like that. But we have done some fundraising for them because they do like kids' school holiday activities. And I went on a mother's retreat that they put on for
Oh,
mums with kids who have a form of muscular dystrophy. Yeah. So that was a special thing. Yeah.
yeah, lovely. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
really cool. Congrats.
Yeah, I haven't been away from Harrison since
Oh, right.
birth,
Wow.
except if Dad and I were tag-tailing while he was in hospital for something. So it was really weird.
Yeah, would have been too.
Yeah.
Who couldn't you, jumping ahead here, we'll ask the 10 questions. Where do you find your hope and joy?
In the four of us, my husband, Harrison, Grace, and I, oh, and the dog Tig, just the happiness that we bring together, it gets us through the
Yeah,
hard days.
lovely.
There's just simple joys sometimes, just something. It's really hard for all four of us to do. We have different interests and we're different age groups. So when we find something that all four of us can do, it's usually so enjoyable. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, that's beautiful. Who couldn't you live without and why?
Oh, my husband,
Yeah.
he is my 100% wingman on this journey, if not co-pilot. He's full on involved in everything Harrison's going through and CC'd in all the emails. He's proactive in helping all coordinate stuff. It gets overwhelming for me to do it on my own, and it has affected me. So he picks up some of the tasks. It gets to the stage if I don't write things down now, it might not get action. So I have to write it down, and then and I have got him to talk to sound things off. He's my strength when I'm a bit overwhelmed,
Yeah,
and he's such a good dad and and husband. And yeah, I'm eternally grateful for him.
beautiful. What a blessed relationship for both of you. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
I do feel blessed.
yeah, and we really can't do things on our own, can we? Like,
I
we
know.
really, you can't sorry, we can, but we shouldn't, and we do things so much better, so and so much healthy in such a more healthy way if we can share the
Yeah, a sounding board is vital, especially when you're doubting yourself of which is
Yes.
the best way to go.
Yes, yes, yeah, that's lovely. What device or gadget makes your life, or maybe Harrison's life easier, or, makes it easier for you to help Harrison navigate his the answers to these can be as fluid as you like. There might be a device or gadget that makes your life easier as someone who is the, primary carer of Harrison.
Um, I'll do a short on both. Harrison's probably is his iPad because his dad put a SIM card in it, so he can do voice to text. He can track us, how far we are away from home. He likes to watch YouTube and loves animals, so he uses it for that as well. Um, he's very time orientated, so we're always checking for time and things like that. But it's given him a freedom so that we can FaceTime him when we're out or he's away from us as well. Once we gave him that, that gave him a bit of confidence. The technology for us, I think a shared calendar on my phone with my husband. So we both know what appointments are coming up, and so we don't double book anything, and we know when to pick up our daughter.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
That's kind of
rely on.
essential for any working family, but with all the extra demands, like it's sort of like triple, quadruple load, isn't it?
Yeah, well, with the phone, we can monitor the medications as well and order them, and yeah, and I've made a spreadsheet. Yeah, we're very list driven in this house now.
Good
Yeah,
on you.
lists are the answer.
They are, aren't they? Lists and notes. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's right. That's what gets us through as well. And what took a while for my husband to help me understand, I really resisted that, but it's the way he gets through his, role as a carer.
Yeah,
Well, as just the way he gets through life, full stop.
yeah,
But it's helped him even further, and it has, in the end, helped me. Not that have never been. I've always been an organised person, but not to the extent that he does. But I do love a good list. In fact, I've got a little notepad now called Leanne's Wheel Demands.
that's
Um,
a good name.
right, yeah, it's on the bench there for him and support people and that sort of stuff, so they can just come in and tick things off, and it's great because I will always forget, always.
Well, we've got a list on the fridge of suggested activities that the support workers can do, meaning that when they're not with him, they
Great.
can put his washing away, they can clean down his wheelchair tray, all those little things. Yeah, so we've got lists for that too, and
Yeah,
food
good.
diaries and bowel diaries and all that sort of fluid diaries. We're lists all over the place.
Great. Good on you. Yeah, you just need to. Huh.
Yeah.
And what resource has helped you navigate Duchenne, I guess, life with Duchenne? Was there one particular resource? You've sort of mentioned a few actually over the interview anyway, over the
Yeah,
chat.
I guess
Is there one
one
that
that's for families is the Facebook group Duchenne Support Australia, and it's just a Facebook group of parents. So all those things doctors can't tell you,
yeah,
or they don't really know that deeply, you can just chuck in that Facebook group. Like, does anyone live in Southeast Queensland? Can they recommend a physio? And then everyone will chuck. Yeah. So it's that sort of, so that human touch to it rather than formal or medical. Yeah.
yeah,
So that's good.
and that's brilliant, and it's still really surprising just how few medical, even neurologists and so many specialists don't really understand the varying, muscular dystrophy full stop, but there's so many different types.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very hard. They don't really understand, the association with maybe cardio health, your heart health, respiratory health. It's not just, as in my case, it's not just your limbs. There's a whole gamut of muscles that are connected to those muscles
Yeah.
and are affected. And Duchenne is, very much amplified
Yeah.
with all that sort of thing. So it's great to have that support. And we'll put the notes for that Facebook group at the bottom on, in the show notes as well for anyone out there who's interested
Yeah. That'd be great.
in that resource. That's great. Thank you.
Thank you.
So, talking about resources, the final question, or where can more people reach you to find out more information and to learn a bit more about life with Duchenne muscular dystrophy, Linda?
Thanks, Leanne. We're on a few different platforms now. You found us on Instagram at Harrison and Duchenne. That's spelt Duchenne. And we're on Facebook with Harrison and Duchenne. And we're now on TikTok with Harrison and Duchenne. So if you use one of those platforms, check us out if you like. We try and vary up the content and make it both educational and also fun at times with Harrison's 12-year-old ways.
Yeah, we do too. Yeah, and I like the more recent one. You were saying it was done through CapCut, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Top
changing.
final.
Yeah, which is very fun, isn't it? Turning Harrison into a GIF,
Yeah, it
basically.
is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, those sort of things. Yeah, are
I
fun.
enjoy that sort of stuff,
Yeah,
making
me
that
too.
content.
That's great. Good. Got to have some joy, don't you? In some ways, kind of having a disability is never great. Never, you never want it, but with all the technology and the other options that are out there for kind of release and fun, and let alone just being able to stay alive, it's pretty handy in this day and
Yeah.
age.
The realization came to me at some point along the journey is that my morale as a family was up when we had something to look forward to. So there've been times when we didn't and we were all sort of bogged down, and then it could be small, it could be huge, but yeah, always try and find something to look forward to, and that can help get you through to some extent. Yeah. Yeah. A purpose of some kind for him and for us. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a
As a
great,
carer.
beautiful bit of life advice. Thank you. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Is there anything else you'd like to add?
I don't think so, but it's been an absolute pleasure talking to you. And thank you so much. You made this a fun experience. Thank you.
Thanks, Linda. Thank you. And I look forward to seeing more of you and Harrison on Insta, TikTok, and Facebook.
Thank you.
This is Leanne. Thanks for your time in listening to this podcast, You, Me, and Muscular Dystrophy. To continue to help our community, it would be so great if you could like, share, subscribe, and/or comment on the show. Your feedback is always appreciated, and if you would like to be a guest, please contact me through Instagram, Leanne's_wheel_life, or email leanne@leanneswheellife.com. Take care until we come together on the next episode of You, Me, and Muscular Dystrophy.